Well, hello there. Name's Joga Ian, and I'm here to continue with the production of our movie app series. And today we will be creating the profile page. So I know I've been releasing a lot of time lapses of recent, but today we are going to be creating the profile page, which you can see right here. Sorry about that. Have a lot of tabs, which you can see right here. So we are going to be recreating this profile page, as you can see. If you notice that we have created these other two, if we are to continue in the series, we are going to create, after creating the complete profile page, we are going to create the profile page. And after that, um, we will create the home page later on. So the homepage, I don't believe that it will be a step-by-step video as I'm going to be creating this one, but I wanted to give an interaction to you guys so that you can hear my voice. I don't know if I should put captions on this for other languages. If I have audiences that don't really speak English, I don't know, but I will try my level best. So let's get right into it. So we have just opened up Flutterflow. We're going to add a page. Um, and I create a blank page, name it profile, create. So it comes with this upper, which I'm not going to use, and this column. So you're going to remove this SF area. SF area indicates that if we are looking it in the frame's perspective, the SF areas are these areas that occupy the camera and the navigation bar, the phone navigation bar system right down here, so that your app can be comprised in the screen space that's available. But I'm going to remove that, so because I want my app to be comprised of all the space that's available. I want the profile picture to be comprised in all the space available. So I will remove the safe area and come here to the widget tree, add a container. I don't know, it's kind of slow. Maybe I'm a little bit longer. So add my container. Let me remove this frame real quick. Turn this to percentage, make it 100%, and this side to 100%. So I'm going to try to make it as fast as possible so that we don't spend a lot of time working on this. So I'm going to use this container. Yeah, I'm going to add an image component. So when I add an image component, uh, it will automatically cover like at the back of the image, so the back of the container, so that we get this effect where we have our image covering the whole of this space, and then we will add this container in there. So um, this container, we are going to add as no let me first, sorry, let me first remove this image so that I can stack that, add a stack. So when we add a stack, we add that image again. When we add the image, it should taking up less space now, so we are going to make it occupy the entire space provided by the container. And we have this side too. Okay, so we come here into the stack now. We are not going to be adding anything into the container. Then we add our column. Let me wrap it in a row, sorry. We wrap it in a row. Should have added the row first, then the column. Then when we have our column, that means we have our sides. So when I pick my row here and I set the alignment to the right, so we are going to be having that. And in my column, I add a container like that, looking nice. So I'm going to round the side, make it um I love using multiples of 2, so I'm going to make it a little bit 24 so that we get the curved design that's depicted here. And I'll make the same on the other side too. um we get the 24 and then we push it down. So we come here to the column and we do a main axis alignment that brings it down here. We want it to touch the bottom because there is a lot of things that are going to be happening, and yeah, that's the kind of design that we are looking at. So I'm going to try to expand the width to around 200, since okay, that's 1200. So around 200, since the overall is 390, we are going to make it um something like 290 something, and try to see how that goes on. 290. Yeah, I think it's bringing out what we're looking for. So this one is in 800. We're going to make it 400, so a little bit um half the height. Make it 80. I think you see this, me doing this a lot in my time lapses. It's a matter of guessing, I would say. That I kind of don't like work as traditional Flutterflow developers do, that they have a specific measure for how their things are. I kind of look and see like, okay, this would work fine. And if it requires dynamically moving elements, that also changes with time. So um let me see. So we have our row that has the name and the home icon. So in our container, we are going to add a column. A column is the one that houses everything. So actually, a container is one that houses everything. Then we have our alignment tools, the column and row, which give shape and perspective, I would say. Then we have the 12 there. We give it a padding of 12 so we get it off the edge a little bit. And on the side too, we have 12 on that side and 12 on this side. So we add a text. Um, yeah. So we according to the font that I was using the other side, we are going to be using Monsterant, which is a very good font for display in apps. And Monsterant, yo, okay, here it is. So we're going to use Monsterant, and we're going to use the extra bold. and this is going to be the user's name, but for now let me place a placeholder. I'll be using my acting name, Ziggy Dunks. So after we have that in our row, we want to add in an icon. So we will look for an icon in the layout. In the layout, no, in the font base elements. So in the base elements, we get our icon and we give the alignment of the row, the child element alignment, to this. So I don't know, let me make it edge to edge. Then we have our icon here, which we are going to change to home from the gear widget. We have to make it home. So I'm looking for the perfect one. I think this one looks nice. um we will customize it a little bit later. So we have that, and we have this kind of like button where we have your nickname, which is going to be placed. So we're going to add in another row from there. So we add in a row, and the row we want, okay, I'm not going to use padding. Let me try to use custom spacing here. So store, let me make it a little bit, maybe like 18. Sorry. So 18, we have to add in something like, I don't want to use a button. Let me use a container. So after the container is placed, we are going to round off the edges so that we get that lower. So yeah, we get all sides rounded up. I'm going to use an extravagant 30 small radius. Okay, this is going to be a little bit pettish, so I'm going to make it with this overall. So after I have that, so you can't see the changes now because the fill color is white, but we are going to remove that fill color because we want it to be we want a border color. So I'm going to use this tertiary, which looks almost identical, but it's not the one. We'll be changing it later. And the width, I want it to 2, no elevation, thank you. So the width is going to be 50. No, 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 no. Yes, we are going to make it a little bit wider. 220. I wanted to make the height 50. Um, something like 50. I don't know if that will do. Yeah, 50 is quite above fine. And we make this 40, 140. So after making that 140, we come here to the row and centerize it, put it in the middle. Then in that container, we want to add a text. So it's the only text that's going to be there. And I don't, yeah, we are going to make it come to the center. Yeah, and then this is going to be our nickname, which we're going to be using a placeholder. The one I used is the movie dog. movie dog. I don't know if that's how that's spelled, but that's what I use. And here we're going to change it to Maserant, since it's the main font that we're using for this design. Strand. Okay, I think my results are going to be a little bit ridiculous. Okay, here is this. And then after we have that, um okay, this is kind of not centered. And then we are going to use this. We are going to be having a lot of rows, because this is a row, and this is just going to be a text on its own, and this is a row. I'm going to add something like a divider in between this information, and then we'll be adding this later on. It's going to be quite a longer video than I had anticipated, but yeah. So in our column, still on that column, this column, we are going to add another row that's going to house the other icon. So yeah, going to be adding that row. Let me try to collapse these so that we get to see what we're working with. Then we add an icon plus a text widget. So we're going to come here to the base elements, and we add an icon. By the way, the other thing is you can come here to click on add a widget, or you can come here to drag it inside, and then either way you can get a widget that way. Then you can search, and you're like, let me search for maybe an icon. So after you have searched for that widget, they bring it in the search query or something like that. So but since I've been working with Flutterflow for some good time now, I kind of know where most of the things are, so they don't need searching that much. So here with PC, and we have this as our location icon. I'm going to give it some space, don't worry about that. So location, I think we'll be using this one. It's a little bit more rounded up. And then we have this as your location ID. Mine is Chiboli, Kampala, Uganda. So that's how that's looking. So we are going to give it a normal padding of 12. So you want to keep that line, and after we have the row placed in, as I told you, I'm going to add a divider. So we're going to come here and add a divider. No, yeah, here it is. So we add a divider right there. Change that accent color to something a little bit grayish, maybe like an alternate. Alternate is a little bit light. Let me try dragging it a little bit down. Okay, that seems cool. So this has a thickness of 1, which is kind of subtle on the eyes. And let me make this with it to be 120. No, some like 200, 220 will be fine. Yeah, 280. Okay, now it's back to I see what I have to deal with. Okay, that seems fine. So according to the spacing I'm using, I don't know if everything will be fitting in here. Seems like it was a little bit extravagant, if you were to ask me. So 16, and not to make everything a little bit claustrophobic. So after we have that, and I place the divider there. As you can see, Flutterflow organizes according from the one that is, it goes according to the way you're building it. So if you want a divider now, you place it now, and then you continue with the building later, if you understand what I'm saying. So we will have that, and we will have two columns in this, so that we get to capture both this side and this side. So these are going to be some two columns that are going to capture that information. So we are here, and then we have our two columns coming in. So I'm going to add one column and duplicate it. It has, let me try to give it a normal spacing here, and we have that spacing right there. Should I be doing this? I don't know. Yeah, that seems a little bit fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to, should I use a container? I feel like I should use a container. Let me try using a container. If it fails, well, we know that we can revert everything. So I'm going to make it limitless. Sorry. I'm going to make it limitless and remove all of that, and try adding in a wild idea, I would say. Try adding in a column, then I add another. Okay, I'm going to wrap this inside. But anyway, let's try this. You're going to just see how it comes out. This is how I work most of the times, and I derive my conclusions. I arrive to my conclusions like this. So um I don't know how the rest of you work, but this is the workflow I've been using that has been giving me results of recent, and it's quite adaptable, I would say. So as you can see, it's already coming to life. So in my column, I want to add an icon. So we have that icon right there. So in this column, um, what I want is the items to be kind of placed at the top. Yeah, that's what it's doing. So also in this column where I'm going to be putting the text, the two texts, the first one should be at the top and the second one at the bottom. So we have the first text, and I duplicate it. The system has already adopted it. So we duplicate that console. I don't know why it's thinking that I want this. I don't want to duplicate the what? Why are you telling me this? Okay. Let me try putting in this row, in this column. I want to add another text. Uh, okay, yeah, something like this. I don't know why it was kind of telling me to wrap them up. That only applies when I'm trying to add something into a container. That's why I decided to add a stack earlier. So we are going to, let me see what this has. So it's app visits, how many times the user is going to visit the app. So I used a fire emoji, and it seems like the one I use isn't here, so I will be using this one. So here we have something like mustard. Should be showing. I think it's because of my internet. It's kind of slow. So we make it a little bit bold, and then this is going to be our app visits. So let me see the column, because I don't want the items to be dispersed in the middle like the way it was doing. It causes a lot of confusion, and design wise it doesn't look good. So I'm going to use a custom number. Be using like 25 or 22. 25 plus holding down shift while pressing the numbers. I'm sorry. So it's 25 plus times, and this is going to be actually a little bit extra bolder. I'm sorry, I'm going to change the other one to, this is going to be extra bold, the other one is going to be medium, because we want to drive more attention to the figures than what's displayed above. Use mustard, we have that. So this is going to be what is it going to be then? Trying to I may admit that I have a little bit of mild ADHD, but I'm not going to admit to that. So I'm going to take my container and duplicate it so that I don't have to, I don't know why it's doing that. So this container, duplicate it, come on, yep, there we go. No, I think I should give a little bit of space in between these two containers. It kind of feels like the words are up against each other. So something like 8. I think that's not too extravagant. And we are going to do the same and drag. We're going to do the same and drag it on the other side. So we are going to select this container and duplicate it another time, but this time you're not going to leave it in this same area. We're going to drag, we're going to drag it and place it in this other column. So I'm going to take it on this other side